on my way to work. Oh. So, I'm really sorry that I haven't been keeping up with you guys and responding to any of your comments. I just want you to know massively humbled by the love and support and woman who just came to my defense. I didn't read it. I'm grateful. Just beware, my phone is like funny. I'm on my way to work. I'm going all the way up to Milwaukee Brewing Company. Pretty exciting. I've been doing that for a while now. I've had a lot of setbacks as far as my pedal pub business goes, a lot. I'll give you an update about that in a minute. So I'm actually a tour guide at a local brewery in Milwaukee. Unfortunately, today is the brewery's last day because they were bought out. What's going to happen, I have no idea. From what I understand, Pilot Project, who is the company that's taken it over, is going to keep us on. How that's all going to transpire, I have no idea. So today is my last day going to work. Sunday was my last day giving tours. They're going to be closed for a month, and then I'm going back in October, hopefully. So, Heavy Pedal Pub. Well, there were so many amazing things that were on the horizon. My stepdad was supposed to be building me a pedal pub, and I was really excited about it. And, you know, originally his whole thing was, whatever you want, just let's build it and we'll make it as cool as possible, and we're gonna do all these tricks and bells and whistles and everything on it. And I was really excited about that. Oops. Yeah, I was really excited about that. I told you my phone was gonna get goofy on me. Awesome. So here I am. And my windshield wipers are on. Okay, turn the windshield wipers off. I should get on the interstate before I start doing this. So anyway, then I got a business prospect in Pleasant Prairie, and I was already working on the one in Kenosha for the No Pedal Pub, and then Pleasant Prairie approached me about doing a pedal pub out there. I did a video on that on Instagram and announced it the other day. Okay, I need to focus. I need to focus. All right. So I'm just all over the board because my phone stand isn't situated right, and I drive a stick shift, so bear with me. And I got to get on the interstate. So hang on, people. Here we go. All right, just give me a second. Just hang on. I see nobody. I lost you. That's okay. All right, we're going. Here we go. Okay, so I'm getting on the interstate now, so I should be okay. I shouldn't have to stop and shift like a million times. Okay, so Pleasant Prairie approached me and wanted me to start my pedal pub business there, and I was really excited about it. So I had to actually start looking for another pedal pub, and in the process, my stepdad was building the other pedal pub for Kenosha. So really exciting things were happening. And then I found a pedal pub, and it was $10,000 for a used one right here in Wisconsin, so it was really freaking cool, and I was really excited about it. And I contacted them and asked if they'd be willing to lease the pedal pub to me, and they agreed. And they wanted me to write up a lease agreement, and we would negotiate back and forth, and that's exactly what we did. And it was all set, and I was supposed to go pick it up in April. And then something really fucked up happened, and I kind of found out that my stepdad wasn't really building me anything at all, that he didn't have any money. He put a couple poles on top of another couple sticks of metal and tried to sell that off like he was building me something. And for weeks and weeks and weeks, I was asking to see the progress on it and never saw it. So that was devastating. But I thought, well, I got this pedal pub that's right here in Wisconsin. I'm gonna go pick it up on the 1st of April. So excited. And just when I was getting ready to go pick it up, the guy just texted me and said, I sold it, good luck. So I was right back at square one, trying to figure out how to come up with a pedal pub. And I gotta tell you, it took everything out of me not to quit. Honestly, I was done at this point. I was just so devastated. I got so close. I had 2 cities that I was going to be doing. This could have been such a successful business. Anyway, so Pleasant Prairie, I told Pleasant Prairie what was going on. Kenosha, I just didn't even bother because there was a lot of stuff going on in Kenosha with Lakeshore Pedal and the owner, and I just really didn't want to have to deal with that. So I decided my main focus was going to be Pleasant Prairie. And I started looking for options on how to get the pedal pub. And I found this Kiva loan, and it was basically people contribute to your loan, but you pay them back. And it seemed like a really cool thing. It took months for me to get a hold of anybody at the Wisconsin women's business here. And let me tell you, it was frustrating, incredibly frustrating, because I just don't know how women get to start a business here when the very organization that's supposed to be here to help them just doesn't. They don't return calls, they don't help at all. They say they're going to do something and they never do. So in order to get the Kiva loan, I actually had to go through WIBIC, which is the Wisconsin Women Business whatever. And I was excited because I had worked on my profile for the loan for a really long time, and Kiva contacted me and wanted me to put some things together for them, and so I did. And then I had to get a hold of WIBIC, and I couldn't. And so for 2 months I waited for WIBIC to get in touch and to finally get approved by WIBIC to go through Kiva. Well, just as I'm ready to go live with my loan, Pleasant Prairie contacts me and says, hey, can you just hold off on that just for a month or so I can try to get some of my people on board to contribute to your fund. I just need all of your information, like when is it going to be repaid back, what's the turnaround time. Well, the problem was that it was only going to be for $9,500, which is a great amount, honestly, yes. However, getting a pedal pub is like $25,000, and that's in Spain. Here in the United States, it costs anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 to have a custom-made bike. And Spain is like the original beer bikes. That's actually what they call them there. And they were master builders of beer bikes. So I thought I'll go with them rather than something like China. I didn't want to do China. So I did all that, and then they wanted a business plan, so I gave them a business plan. Then they said they wanted a safety plan. I gave them a safety plan, and all through the time, I had actually told Kiva, put my loan on hold, and so they did. By the time that I was ready to go live again, I actually found another pedal pub, and I was really, really excited. I talked to a manufacturer in Canada who was willing to lease me one or take like half of my business profits. And I wasn't into that, so I decided I would lease it. And I started asking questions like, well, can I lease it and then eventually purchase it, because I don't want to like be paying you indefinitely for the rest of my life. And he got really pissed off at me and said, I don't think this is going to be a good fit. And I was like, no, you're probably right, because I really don't want to be scammed and beholden to somebody forever. So I decided the Kiva loan was going to be the best way to go, but I couldn't get a hold of Kiva anymore at this point. I left so many messages and called and tried to get a hold of Wivik again, and it did not happen. No one got back to me. In the meantime, I'm trying to survive. I got a service animal. I got a puppy. I went through all the right formalities and policies of the apartment that I had been living in for 3 years. And the property manager was kind of giving me a hard time about it. I did finally get it approved. And the day that we brought the dog home, the very next day, actually, they filed a termination letter to terminate my lease and made me leave. And so I actually filed a discrimination lawsuit with them. I'm waiting on that. So I had to move, and I didn't have the money to move. And that was very traumatic, very depressing. I don't even live in Kenosha anymore. I live in Racine now, which I don't particularly like, but it is what it is. Well, then I was looking for another job because I didn't get hired back at Milwaukee Pedal Tavern because somebody told them that I was posting disparaging remarks about their company. So again, Meryl at Lakeshore Pedal Tours was just meddling in all of it. Awful situation that happened to me, and I was devastated because I love doing the pedal pub. I mean, obviously, I want to start a business doing it, right? So we moved to Racine, and yes, I mean me and Jared, and I didn't get the divorce, and that was about the stupidest thing I have ever done. I should have never went back with him in the first place or given him another chance. That was really the biggest mistake I've made in the past 3 years. Going through a separation with him again and trying to figure out how to get him out of the apartment and on his own, because I'm just tired of taking care of him and trying to fix his problems. Anyway, I just can't emotionally or mentally go back to thinking about it. I don't feel upset or betrayed or devastated. I just feel stupid. I feel really dumb. And I'm mad at myself more than I am anybody else. So we moved to Racine. I found another job. It wasn't exactly anything I wanted to do, but I was traveling with a t-shirt company selling racing merchandise at different races all around the country. And I actually would have enjoyed it if my boss hadn't been a mentally and emotionally abusive jerk. got somebody in the fast lane doing 55. What the heck? Move over so I can really speed, okay? Okay, so I started this job and I didn't know these two women I was going with. We drove to Detroit together and 6 hours in the car just trying to communicate and get to know each other. And the very first day that I was setting up the tents and the displays and everything, she was yelling at me and telling me I wasn't doing it right, and on anything like that before, but she was giving me a hard time. And I thought, I am in fucking Detroit. I came here with these people. How am I gonna leave? So I was like on the verge of tears, but I was like, okay, I have to deal with this somehow because I have to spend the next 7 days with these people. So I just decided to laugh it off and kind of make jokes out of things and try to just lighten the situation. And it seemed like a roller coaster ride. She was really nice, and then she would be a complete bitch, and then she'd be nice, and then she'd be a complete bitch, and then she'd be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry the way I treated you, and then like 20 minutes later she'd do it all over again. It was like really being in an abusive relationship. It was just god awful. But the pay was amazing. The pay was incredible, and it was just something I could not give up financially, because we moved and we were paying $600 more in rent, and Jared just wasn't going to work again at this point and blaming his company for not paying him properly. I mean, just lies after lies after lies. But again, that's besides the point. But he does add a lot of fuel to the fire, and he puts me in constant fighting survival mode where I can't ever just relax and just kind of breathe. I'm always struggling and fighting to survive. And so I went on another trip with them, and then something happened to where they needed somebody to do an event in Virginia. And so they asked me if I would go. I had only done 2 events at this point. I said, yeah. And then they threw me in with another girl who had only done 1 event before that. And it was just her and I. Nobody else was going to be there to help us. Well, by the time my whole trip to Virginia was a nightmare. Everything about it, like, I won't even go into detail because it was just like one thing after another, after another, after another. But the heat in Virginia was so bad. It was probably like 110 degrees there, probably 130 with the humidity, because there was a massive storm coming, which I didn't know at the time. By the time that we got the tent set up and displays going, finally in order, this storm came out of nowhere, like tornado weather. It took the tent up and everything in it. The girl that was there with me, she just left. She decided, I'm not putting up with this, and she went home. And I was there by myself again. I had no car. I was just stuck by myself. She had her car and just left. I, on the other hand, had nowhere to go, and I had some family things going on, but also that day I had a massive heat stroke and ended up having a panic attack really bad, and ended up in the clinic, the medic clinic at the racetrack. Well, my boss finally decided she was going to come down and she was going to send me home, and she would do the rest of it herself, or by herself. And she was really nice to me at first, and then as it got closer and closer for me to leave, she just became a massive bitch to me again. And then after I left, I didn't hear from her except to tell me that my work is really great, but she wasn't sure she wanted me to go to the next event because she couldn't take the chance that I wouldn't make it through a day or not because of the heat or my anxiety or my family issues. And I got really upset because that was like almost $2,000 that I was going to lose. And I said that, I'm like, look, you've got to compensate me for this somehow. I have to go. I have to work. Please don't do this to me. Well, that upset her, and she fired me in retaliation for telling her that legally she could not tell me that I couldn't work because of my anxiety or my family situation. And she fired me. And so I lost that job and all that income. And then I got this job here in Milwaukee at the brewery, and I love it. But just as I started getting kind of acclimated and really enjoying it, and the people here are amazing, I find out that the company's being sold. So there's going to be a lot of changes again, and I hate changes. I absolutely hate it. I cannot stand change. It really throws me into this mental, just such depression. Incredibly difficult and hard for me to go through this, but I'm almost at work now. I know people have been jumping on and off, and I can't see your comments. So if you commented and I didn't respond, please know I'm driving. And I wouldn't be able to really read anyway because I'm really watching the road. But I, again, just want to say thank you so much for sticking with me, supporting me, watching my videos. The more you watch, the more it helps me at this point financially. But I'm going to probably drop the phone again here because now I got to stop and shift again. So thank you. Subscribe, click like, comment, all that good stuff. So I'm at Milwaukee. I'll turn it around so you can see. No, I can't turn around. Oh, maybe I can. Okay. So I'm in Milwaukee. Here I am. Anyway, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go to work to Milwaukee Brewing Company. So thank you so much. I'm going to try to keep doing videos now, and we'll see what happens. I hope I can stick with it this time. All right, guys, thank you so much, and take care. Please comment below how you're all doing. Love you guys. Bye.